So potting soil, I'd like to say, anybody heard of early childhood development? Heard of early childhood? Some people have heard of early childhood development. What goes on in the first 2 years of a human's life basically sets the stage for the rest of their life as far as their immune system function, their psychic capacities, their emotional skills. People know about this?
It's called the window of opportunity.
The window of opportunity. So, as I understand it, if you're growing vegetables and crops, oftentimes the only time of the growing season when you've got any bandwidth is the beginning of the year, March and April, when you're not overwhelmed yet. And that's the time when you're starting your seedlings. And that's the time when you can give a little extra love and attention to them. And that's the early childhood development window, as far as I'm concerned. So we've been talking a lot about that now with the spacing and all that kind of stuff, and inoculation. Of course, temperature is very important. What I like to say is, do you want to give your kids between birth and kindergarten macaroni and cheese or a balanced diet? Because that should be a rhetorical question. If you understand the importance of a balanced diet between birth and kindergarten, I would suggest that you should prioritize the quality of your potting soil. You should understand that those seedlings which you're going to be transplanting out of the garden in April or May are going to be spending their formative years in potting soil, and what that potting soil consists of is going to have a dramatic effect on the rest of their life. So I've written down here on slide number 23, potting soil, a series of ingredients that I think are valuable to include. Besides compost, peat, vermiculite, perlite, whatever the basic ingredients are in a typical compost-based organic potting soil, consider kelp, alfalfa meal, zeolite, humates, montmorillonite is a type of clay, lime, rock phosphate, gypsum, trace elements, inoculants, enzymes, all kinds of goodies you can have in that potting soil. I do hope, and I think it's entirely plausible, that we're going to have a nice potting soil through the mineral depots for our members this spring. I'm not going to make any promises, but in general, what I've told people is, whatever your potting soil is that you use, consider topping it off a little bit with some of these goodies. I would say generally a pound of minerals per cubic foot. A pound of all this stuff together per cubic foot should be plenty. Maybe even a quarter pound or a half pound of all these things mixed up. Obviously, you're going to have more limestone than trace elements in that mix. And depending on what your potting soil is, it may be, have plenty of potassium but not enough calcium, or maybe have lots of calcium, not enough, I can't speak to everyone's specific potting soil, so I can't give you specific recommendations.